Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a proclamation. Do you guys want to go up? Want to do that? All right. Let's try that. I guess our veteran services here today to. Can you say it? Hi, good to see you. Again.
How are you, sir?
Good to see you, sir.
Hello.
All right, it's that time of year again for the Four Chaplains Sunday. Whereas the Clermont County Church of Council of the American Legion, as part of their Service of God and Country program, has requested that the Board of County Commissioners assist them in their endeavors. And whereas February 5th of 2017 will mark the 74th anniversary of the sinking of the troop ship Dorchester by the enemy of the waters of the North Atlantic, in which carried to their death 4 chaplains of 3 faiths who stood united in prayer as the ship went down. And whereas it is fitting at a time when freedom of the world is still being challenged, that the citizens of Clermont County, Ohio, should give special recognition to the memory of those who sacrificed their lives for the cause of freedom. And whereas to the heroic deed of 4 chaplains and their combined act of supreme devotion and sacrifice for American liberty and their love for mankind will be an inspiring and a shining example of real brotherhood for all times to all people around the world. And whereas we must see to it that their ultimate act of devotion to the cause of human freedom and justice for all shall not be made in vain. Now therefore be it resolved that the Clermont County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim Sunday, February 5th, to be observed as the Four Chaplains Sunday, and call upon all citizens to commemorate the date with appropriate observance and prayers in their homes and house of worship. Signed by the Commissioners Edwin Humphrey, David Painter, and myself, David Hubel. Howard, I guess I'll give this over to you.
Thank you,
To
sir.
do that. I'm sure you'll
This
say a
is
few words.
the,
Some service is coming up.
The service this February 5th will be at the Methodist Church here in Batavia, which is about 4 blocks away, going up the old road, I call it. But it is a very nice service, very good service. 4 chaplains of 4 different faiths gave their lives. And also like to say today is the last day of the Battle of the Bulge, a World War II battle that was finally victorious. And Mr. Cooper, would you like to say anything?
You very well said, Howard.
Okay. But we invite everybody to come around and also invite everybody to our office, Clermont County Veteran Services.
Howard, I kind of Googled this ahead of time, and I remember the 4 chaplains of 3 faiths, and I said, well, what were the 3 faiths? But I'll just read those to you.
Jewish.
Well, George Fox was a Methodist minister. Alexander Good was a Jewish rabbi. Clark Poling was a minister in the Reformed Church in New York. And John Washington was a Catholic priest. Here we go.
That's
Fun facts.
that's really something that the 4 would be there at the same time. Let's give up their life jackets. They went down actually holding their hands, singing. Yes, it's a very good service. Thank you all.
Thanks for doing this.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay. Howard, what time is the service?
Oh, the
Sunday?
service starts at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Out front.
Thank you, sir.
One picture.
Picture time.
Let's get you over that.
No.
Never too old for pictures.
One, two, three, and one more. One, two, three. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, thank you again.
Thanks for that.
Thank you, appreciate it. Sure.
I look like you're getting around pretty good.
I am.
That was
Getting
good
better.
Googling.
Getting better.
I knew
The dance.
I think it's the
I
dance.
knew there was a rabbi, I knew there was a priest, I just wasn't sure about it.
Reform, that's really
Yeah, that's good too.
Okay, well, we have our second session here where we're using the consent agenda. It's been prepared and is in front of us. Are there any items that need to be removed for further discussion or consideration by either one of you? I think we've
No,
seen
sir.
this in advance, but
Yeah, we saw this last Friday.
No, sir.
well, if not, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved?
Second?
Mr. Cantor,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes, okay. Then we go on to the non-consent agenda on page 3. And I need a motion to, recommendation of the Board of County Commissioners to adopt Resolution 11-17, resolving to pay our bills in the amount of $1,694,051.34. Can I get a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Cantor,
Yes.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes. Item 2.
Bloom.
Lyle?
Morning. I'm Lyle Bloom, Director with the Water Resource Department. Item 2 is a recommendation to approve and execute the following grant of sewer easements with rights of reentry for repair and replacement. Will be granted and conveyed to Clermont County for utility purposes of constructing, operating, maintaining, repairing, replacing, removing, or reinstalling sewer utility lines, pumping equipment, manholes, and all incidental fixtures required for the transportation of sewage in, on, under, and across the property of the grantor. And this is relative to the Bethel Area Sewer Replacement Project located in the village of Bethel. And further to authorize the county auditor to remit payment in the amount of $72 payable to J. Robert True, the county treasurer, for the recording fees. In this case, the grantor is the Board of County Commissioners. It's 2 parcels that are currently owned by the county, and it's the location where the village's wastewater treatment plant used to be. The county took over the village's wastewater system years ago, and as part of that agreement, when we took it over, at any time, once the wastewater treatment plant was decommissioned, if the village ever wanted that property back, they only had to pass a resolution through their council and then submit a request to the board. They've submitted that request. We're currently working on a sewer replacement project there as well. So we're going to record an easement and then work with our prosecutor's office to do the necessary paperwork to transfer that property back to the village.
So if you want to, maybe we have a little more time due to the consent agenda, can you give us a quick update on, not an update, but the overview on bringing the Bethel sewer system into the county and the cost and the total time?
We did that years ago. I think that was done in the late 70s, early 80s.
Was completely, okay.
Yeah. And this is just follow-up. I don't know what their intent is to use with the property, but they've submitted that request. So the sewer project that we're working on, there's 31 easements that are necessary, and this makes 19 of the 31 easements that we need to get. So we hope to start construction on this project later on this year.
Good. We can see what I know about the Bethel sewer system. Bob Proud wouldn't have made that mistake.
That's right. They had some history.
All right. Can we get a motion to approve and execute the following grants of sewer easements with right of reentry and repair, and further to authorize the Clermont County Auditor to remit payment in the amount of $72 as outlined in item 2?
So moved?
Second?
Mr. Cantor,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Ubel,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lyle. Item 3.
Item 3 is a recommendation, Pat Martin, County Engineer, with my concurrence, to execute record plat number 629-2986 for replat of the following lots, which include vacated alley in the village, ordinance number 1361-16 on 11/16 of 2016, situated within the village of Batavia. This is a replat of a lot of lots here within the village of Batavia with a record plat number of 629-2986, and it's create new lot number 6A, 8A, 60D, 60E, and 79C. This is also cleanup of a lot of little lots and parcels down here in the village.
correct.
Okay. We got a motion to execute record plat 629-2986 as referenced in the table in item 3.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Hagan?
Yes.
Mr. Yubel?
Yes. And item 4, sorry.
Item 4, recommendation of Sheriff Leahy, with my concurrence, to execute amendment number 6 to extend the agreement with Southern Health Partners, Chattanooga, Tennessee, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on 7/26/05 and subsequently extended in 06, 09, 11, 13, and 15 for the provision of inmate health services at the Clermont County Jail for an additional 2-year term effective 2/1/17 through 1/31/19 at a cost of $1,652,129.04, with all other terms and conditions of the original agreement and amendments thereto remain in full force and effect, and contingent upon a release of the purchase order therefore required in concert with the requisition dated 1/6/17 relative thereto.
Steve, I guess this is primarily just the manpower, right? So it's staffing?
It is, yes, all the services for medical services within the jail for the
So is
inmates.
it staffing plus equipment and,
I honestly do not know.
okay.
I just noticed that we've had a very stable increase over the years. In fact, this past year is 2%, so it can't be traditional medical services because those are going up at 15 to 20% a year.
But it's really just the nursing and the.
It's the manpower,
It's the manpower.
yeah, staffing.
Yeah, but it'll include any drugs that
Drug
they have
stuff,
to
right.
Right.
Truly.
administer. So there are some drug costs in there.
Wow.
Um,
What's the value based on the increase over the year? I looked at the years and it's like 1 to 2%
Right.
compared to the traditional
In
health.
4 years, it's only been 2% because there was no increase the previous
Yeah.
2 years.
Wonder if we can get all of our employees going over there first. Sorry, it was just a joke, sorry.
One of the things that they may be looking at in the future, and I don't believe they did it in this amendment, is to increase the number of hours that they have nurses available. But right now, they're keeping it the same as it was in the last.
Of course, I think if there's anything serious, they send them to the hospital, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just minor.
How is that particular contract competed? Is that,
Do you have the history there?
It was
a
initially
long
bid
time
out,
ago.
right, it was initially bid out, and it had the opportunity within a period of time, like 60 days, to give notice if they chose to extend it. And those notices have been received, and the increases have been modest. The prosecutor's office has reviewed it each and every time, and it is, in fact, they were intricately involved with the changing of the guard here and making sure that these Ts were crossed and Is were dotted. But it has been competitively bid in the past, but it has not been competitively bid since the 05.
yeah, that's why, since it started in 05 and then went through 06 to 13 to 15, now to 16,
Because it is a term.
yeah, it hasn't been recompeted since the 05 timeframe.
That would be correct.
Yeah. We never mentioned that to Sheriff Leahy. All right.
On the back of the documents is a list of what they do provide, and there is some equipment from back in the 05 agreement. It indicates what it is now, whether or not it has been increased in any way, shape, or form. But it's primarily the personnel to deal with it.
Okay.
My inclination is set it aside and take a look at it.
Do that?
Sure.
All right, let's table item 4. Is that okay, Commissioner?
Sure.
Okay, we'll table that to speak to Sheriff Leahy and do a little more research and bring that up at the next regular session.
It may be a thing that this begins February 1st, 17, so it may be we're up against a time frame that,
It can
We
be
need
back
to
on the
extend
agenda
it
on
and-
February 1st, and you'll still be within the appropriate timeframe.
There, it could even be a month-to-month rollover if the contract's not re-signed maybe, but either way.
okay.
Lisa, good morning. Item 5.
Recommendation of myself, Lisa Gatwood, Director of Clermont Transportation Connection, with the concurrence of Stephen Raybolt, County Administrator, to authorize David H. Ubel, President of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute an agreement by and between Clermont County Board of Commissioners and Southwest Ohio Regional Transit Authority in Cincinnati for the provision of transportation services within Clermont County, Ohio, by SORTA for the period of 1/1/17 through 12/31/17 for current level of service on Metro routes 28, 29X, and 82X, with total cost therefore not to exceed $445,595, and to authorize SORTA to draw down the full allocation of Clermont County's federal transit funds, with the exception of 1% security enhancements, and to refund Clermont County the balance of the federal transit funds and SORTA local funds pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions set forth therein.
Okay. Can we get a motion to execute an agreement by and between the county and SORTA, and to authorize SORTA to draw down the full allocation of Clermont County's federal transit funds, and further to refund Clermont County the balance of the federal transit funds in SORTA local funds, as referenced in item 5.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Yes. Thanks, Lisa. Morning, Suki.
Good morning. Suki Sheets with the Office of Management and Budget. And item 6 will be our financials. What we've done on the non-consent is pulled out the supplementals where we're actually changing the bottom line appropriations of any of the funds. The rest of the financials, just transfers and budget swaps within, will stay up in the consent agenda. The supplemental this week is in the FEMA fund. It's an increase in other expenses of $339,846. This is due to the fact that when we appropriated it last year, it was to move money back to the engineer for some FEMA funds we received last year. Well, they didn't move them, so we have to reappropriate them this year. Those funds are still sitting there to be moved back to the MV&G. And I just found out yesterday that they received some more FEMA funds this past week. So once the Budget Commission acknowledges that those are resources available to appropriate, we'll do another supplemental to appropriate those so we can move it back.
Okay. So the net is 0?
Is 0, yes. The cash is sitting there. All we have to do is appropriate it to move it.
Great. Like that. Okay, then can we get a motion to approve and authorize the changes in the annual appropriations resolution 178-16 for fiscal 2017 as referenced in item 6?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Ubel.
Yes. Item 7.
Item 7 is training and travel request, reimbursement of expenses. This is for Board of County Commissioners, for Commissioner Painter, 3 days, Columbus, Ohio, for the County Commissioners Association of Ohio 2017 CCAO New Member Training Seminar, not to exceed $866.
We get a motion to, for the training and travel request as referenced in item 7.
So moved.
And I'll second the motion.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Ubel.
Yes.
Mr. Painter.
Abstain.
Okay. We do not have a need for executive session, so let's take a brief period here and wait for the minutes to be, a recess, and wait for the minutes to be prepared. All right, we are back. David, thank you for that. We have today's minutes from January 25th in front of us, and after reviewing them, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Ubel.
Yes. Anything more?
Yes, sir.
Administrator Raybolt? All right. With nothing more, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye.
Mr. Painter.
Yes.
Mr. Ubel.
Yes. Thank you for coming. We are adjourned.